0.8 left.
How much left? 0.8?
Half a mile. All right, hey everybody. So, quick workout on the bike today. About 45 minutes with 10 minutes worth. I'm looking at my training plan. 10 minutes worth of just pickups, just to get the legs really spinning, pushing a little power. The fatigue, it's really caught up to me, especially because I didn't really take it easy the day after the race. As we were at the lake all day, so I was swimming around, holding on tight to the tube, crashing into the water, swimming with the kids. So I just did a little bit more than my training plan suggested I do. I felt okay doing it, but now I feel like I'm paying the price a little bit. It's not crazy. I'm like hungry all the time. I'm super hungry, so I think my body is just like, feed me now that you're not like in some crazy training mode. But I wasn't really restricting much of my diet anyway, so I don't know what it's all about. But I want to break down the race for you. Again, great race. Now I don't even have my times up in front of me. What a mess. But I got the wetsuit on and into the water and started swimming. And that was probably, I haven't been open water swimming, especially on a course. I swam in the open water quite a bit with the Navy, so being comfortable in that was fine. But as far as like trying to sight my way on a path, was a little bit more challenging than I was thinking, but it wasn't so horrible. The hardest part again was once I got to around where the halfway point was, there were some people fishing, and I really just didn't want to entangle in their lines. I didn't want to like figure out how far their line, it's just easier to turn around at that point. I was only about maybe 10 yards from the halfway, so I thought that'd be okay. The worst, I was cruising along really well and a lot better than I thought, but the problem that I ran into was, again, when I had tried the wetsuit on originally, it was just kind of tight through here. The neck fit really tight. The shoulders and the chest area were pretty tight, and that came into play once I was swimming. I just was having a hard time. Like I could tell I was getting tired trying to pull that wetsuit forward and grab the water. And so just my shoulders started getting really tired. And then the breathing, I thought I was breathing really well, but then my chest, it was tight. And so I was really straining to get what I felt like were full breaths of air. Like nothing was expanding. So that was hard. So a couple times I had to do like a side stroke to kind of just relieve the tension on my neck. And then that would let a bunch of cold water in, and that felt really good. So I felt like I was even overheating a little bit in the water. But I want to say it was around 16 minutes when I got back, and I had to finagle my way over rocks to get out of the water, up to the beach, and then it was about probably 50-yard run across the beach and then up this super steep flight of stairs to where Charlotte had met me with my biking equipment. I had a pretty hard time getting out of the wetsuit, so I just think that transition overall was slow. I wish I had more footage of that. Shout out to my wife who shot all this video today, plus she was watching the two kids on the beach. It started raining on us, so there's just a lot of elements that she had to go around. So sweet love of mine, thank you for all your help and for you and the kids' support. I really appreciate it. Got out of the wetsuit finally, and I was super lightheaded. And so I don't know if that just had to do with, I don't know if that's a normal thing, but I was really lightheaded, trying to catch my breath. And once all that came around, I felt pretty good. I got onto the bike and I was on a dirt parking lot, so it was kind of tricky running in my shoes and cleats to get up to the main road, but I did so. Got up to the main road and I did the 12.4 miles in a loop. So I went one direction about a mile, turned around, went 3 miles the other way, turned around, went back, so like 4 times. And it was great. The hardest part for me on the bike was that was the first time, other than the day I picked it up from the store, that I had ridden it on the road. I've done all my training indoors with the triathlon bike. So just getting used to the way that it felt and how it maneuvered on the road was a little unsettling, but I think I settled in pretty well. I've never had a bike fit either, so I'm sure now, I know now, I have some adjustments that definitely can be made, just to help get a little more comfortable. My forward hand positioning here is a little off, and how my elbows fit in these cups is a little off. But other than that, I felt really strong. Hi, Evelyn.
Hi.
I felt really strong, and I actually, I was planning on going somewhere between 17, 18 miles an hour. My average speed was right around 20 miles an hour. So, in my opinion, I did a crushing bike ride. I felt really good. I felt fast. The elevation gain, the first hill that I hit was within a mile, and as I was going up it, I was like, geez, the power that I was trying to ride at was right around between 200 and 220. And the first time I hit a little hill, I looked down, I was putting out like 300 watts, and I just felt like nothing. So I I better be careful. So I would ease back. So I felt that I really managed my power and speed well, because I lasted the whole race and kept a good speed going. As soon as I got done with the bike, what did I do? I get onto the run, get transitioned onto the run, and I felt good. Again, I felt like I was moving a little too fast, and sure enough, I looked down at my watch, and I was running like about a 7-minute mile. So I knew I was like flying, because my goal race pace was 10-minute miles. But I didn't worry about it too much. I just kept on telling myself, just ease into it, take your time, you don't want to blow up. I've trained for this, so that's just kind of the mentality that I stuck with. Thankfully, a little bit of rain started coming down and it cooled me off, and it just felt nice. And it took about 1.5 miles before I was really, okay, I feel comfortable, I feel a little relaxed. But then about 2.5 miles, I started really feeling it again. I was like, man, I didn't measure the running course. And
How much left? 0.8?
so when I was running and I thought that I was at a good halfway point, I wasn't. I still had almost a whole mile to go when I turned around. The elevator was almost all uphill. I felt like my run was really uphill. So that was uncomfortable, and my legs started, they felt good. I was focusing on form, not taking too big of strides, just trying to do more of a quicker turnover. But my upper, I don't even know what you call this, like in the hip flexor area, they just started getting really tight. But I held on and got to about, I'd say the last 0.5 kilometer maybe, and just felt like, all right, The finish line is right up the road. I'm gonna get to it, and I just let myself open up, and I probably was running, I don't even know. I just pushed hard until I got to the very end. Charlotte and the kids were waiting for me, and that was a race. I was stoked. I looked down and bam, I had hit my target pace.
You did it! Woo! Awesome job!
Good, Daddy, go!
Hour, 29 minutes and 30. Hold on.
Watch out, Patrick.
1 hour, 29 minutes, 37 seconds.
Woo!
I'm really stoked. I'm pumped. I'm ready to move forward, but I'm definitely needing to take a little bit of a break before I start training, getting into a full training block again. Just gonna do easy workouts. And then here in about 2 weeks, I think I'll try to re-engage and start training for a race at the end of August, beginning of September. Whether that race goes or not, I'm not sure. I just want to get back into a training plan so that I can keep getting fit. I want to keep on building on the fitness that I have and moving forward. And that's what it's all about. Setting a goal, moving forward. So I have an ultimate goal now of 1 hour and 20 minutes for a sprint triathlon. But I think for this next race or this next training block, I'm gonna start targeting 1 hour and 25 minutes. And so shave off 4 minutes, really probably 5. Like I said, I'm yelling too. I just noticed after 12 minutes I'm yelling. There's really I went a little bit short on the swim. Even when I look at like my Strava account stuff, my watch was saying one thing, but when everything uploaded to Strava, it was, I came up short, you know, like maybe 1/10 of a mile on the bike, about 10 yards or 20 yards on the swim. I think my run was spot on, but I'll put those numbers up, put the little Strava link for that day, and keep on moving forward. I feel really good. I'm gonna progress on and have goals to look forward to now. And thanks for joining me on this journey, you guys. Hope I can inspire somebody you out there. Just go after a goal, especially if you're in a recovery process from addiction. I really believe that endurance sports is a good place to kind of reestablish how to live life. There's just so many metaphors that go along with it, and I'm learning from those metaphors about life, how to not give up on certain things, how to pursue goals, never say quit. Things that I was doing, you know, if I would have kept on negative parts of my life, I would have definitely died. But when you put them into positive things that progress you forward in a positive way, that you see positive, you gotta be the one that sees things positive. So, I'm just rambling. I gotta get into the workout. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Peace.